The new year started out good for both Max Immelmann and Oswald Bohlke. On January 12th, they were each awarded the Pour le Mérite, commonly called the Blue Max, Imperial Germany's highest accolade. At the time, they each stood with a score of 8 victories. The national press seized the opportunity to play up the friendly rivalry that existed between these two exalted airmen. It made for good copy and would maybe distract the public's attention away from the war that seemed to be going nowhere in a great hurry. In January, Bohlke destroyed 4 enemy machines in combat, including a victory over a Vickers gun bus, a new British two-seater that surprised him with both its maneuverability and the skill of its crew. In a fight that lasted for 25 minutes almost directly above the airfield at Douai, the German ace found his attacks repeatedly thwarted by the nimble handling of the gun bus by its pilot. Gradually, the dueling planes lost height until, when the British flyer was finally forced to make its run for home, Bohlke got in a burst that killed the pilot and sent the machine crashing on the edge of his home airfield. At Schwerin, Tony Fokker continued to improve upon his Eindecker. The newest version of the fighter, the E-3, was now being delivered to frontline squadrons. Its major improvements included a more powerful engine and the addition of a second synchronized gun. In truth, the plane was hardly a favorite amongst the pilots using them. The engines were temperamental and the machines were neither easy to fly nor very maneuverable. But with the airplane's firepower now doubled, the Eindeckers easily outclassed any fighting machine on the other side. The situation was hailed as the Fokker Scourge by the Allied flyers, who formed the opinion that the slow-moving Quirks, Voisins, and Moraines were no more than fodder for the German fighters. The actual effect this Scourge had on Allied operations is debatable. While the advantage the Fokker pilots possessed over the British and French aircrews did have a demoralizing effect, the numerical superiority of the Allies ensured that operations would continue. In 1915, British factories had produced a total of nearly 2,700 military airplanes, most of them two-seaters. The beginning of 1916 saw a race by the Allied air industry to develop newer, more advanced airplanes.